Johnny
My
Radio
name is-
himself, John Harden.
Hi, my name is.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus all day long, all day strong. And so sadly to report that, no, we won't have our lovely Evie Van Pelt for all the Ole Miss stuff we do from the Rebel Walk. She's still recovering, people. Thoughts and prayers go out to our girl, Evie. But don't worry, we got a lot of stuff lined up for you because at 11:30 we got Isaac Simpson. We got to talk a little bit about, well, them Grizzlies. What's going to happen with this draft?
Yeah,
And
this will be the last time you talk to him before the NBA draft.
Unless I have to sneak him on.
That's right.
Unless I have to sneak him on. But you don't have to worry about it. You can get all of his coverage because Isaac has been blowing it up, tearing it up over at Ethos Grizzlies. They've been dropping a lot of content. Now, I will say, Grizzlies fans, I think people are going to be overreacting on draft night. Because I have a feeling that nobody they want is going to actually be there. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about Klingon or maybe the kid from Tennessee, Dalton Connect, or hell, Castle might not even be there. And then everybody's probably going to freak out if the draft ends and we still don't have a center. But don't worry, there is a lot of time when it comes to basketball. There are a lot of ways of acquiring a center. But we're going to talk about the Grizzlies and the Tigers. We'll also talk with Isaac about Dak Prescott. And damn, if Trevor Lawrence is worth $55 million, and you can tell Dallas screws up their contract negotiations with their quarterback every single damn time, what are they going to, what is Dak Prescott worth? We'll talk about that with Isaac. We'll talk about so much more today. We got a great Hardwood. I got to talk about how Nashville's still dominating. I'm getting jealous. I think we need to start doing a lot more in this city. And I know we got a lot of great things going in this city. I promise you, I have fun in this city all the time. But damn. You know, what was it, Tuesday? I was talking about how Travis Kelce and
That's right. They were all
George
at a bar,
Kittle and Jelly Roll or whatever his name. Jelly
Tight
Bean.
in you,
Is
yeah.
it Jelly Roll or Jelly Bean?
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll was there. I didn't see Bunny XO. Whenever I see Jelly Roll, I look for his girl because she is just such a sweetheart.
I'm sure she was around somewhere.
Somewhere.
In the back somewhere.
But damn, dude, did you see what happened in Nashville again yesterday? Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, wow. Oh, because the Live Tour is out there this weekend.
He's
Lives
just
in
walking
Nashville.
around downtown with his
How
championship
about
trophy.
that? Man of the people, John.
Man of the people, bro. Man, they got it going on. We got to step up to the plate here in Memphis. Speaking of talking about cities, I'm about to go off here in a minute. Not like completely off. Not crazy. But man, you know, yesterday when the news was breaking that Monty Williams was fired after 1 year.
That's right.
1 year after signing the largest contract in NBA coaching history. $78 million. You thought so much of him that you gave him the largest contract in NBA history, and then after one season with a terrible roster, you get rid of him. Now, billionaires can do whatever the hell they want. Teams can do whatever the hell they want. Fan bases want you to try to go out there and do everything you can to succeed. I will say, bringing in Red Auerbach is not going to change next year's fortunes for the Detroit Pistons. Like, you paid Monty all that money because I thought you were trying to set up a long-term system with a bunch of young players and figure out how to get out of NBA purgatory because your team is terrible. And this guy who's well-liked. And by the way, after you fire him, all you do is go out there and give him roses. Talk about how he was the greatest, nicest. He dealt with so many difficult situations. I mean, kiss his butt all the way out the door. And then, oh, by the way, pay him $65 million to not work for you. Now, I sound agitated because it's not about necessarily, this just is a dumb organization, and we wonder why the Pistons haven't been good since basically Mr. Big Shot Chauncey Billups and Rip Tip Hamilton. Rip Hamilton should have a strain of weed after him, by the way. The Rip Tip, just a little sidebar if you don't remember Rip Hamilton. Ben Wallace. You haven't been good in a long time. And, I mean, I can kind of see why for so many reasons. We watched, the Detroit Lions. It just seems like Detroit struggles. But not only do their teams kind of struggle, do you know, this is crazy right here. Do you know the largest city with the lowest medium income in the country? Do you know who that is?
Is it Detroit?
It's the Motor City. The lowest median income in the largest cities, and Detroit is number one at $36,453 medium income for families. In fact, a single individual making $24,299 is considered middle class. The lower threshold of middle class, but still middle class. The upper would be $72,906. And again, the largest city with the lowest median income, and your organization is okay with paying somebody $65 million not to work. I mean, call me crazy. Losing is one thing. Like, if you're a Detroit fan, losing's one thing. Damn, man, you're just going to be sitting at home watching the Detroit Pistons. You ain't going to eat lobster and steak tonight because you don't have a whole lot of money. But damn, you're going to watch your Pistons. But wouldn't it kind of bother you to not only to know that they suck, but they just paid a man $65 million to not work? If you can go pay a man $65 million not to work, we need to have fan appreciation night every single night up in Detroit, and you don't charge tickets. That's stupid and unobtainable and unrealistic. But it's also stupid to pay someone $65 million to go out the door and then also throw him flowers and talk about how he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I thought looking on it now, like from yesterday, it was more just like, you're just kind of giggling like, damn, man, Detroit can't get out of its own way. And then when you kind of step away and you think about, Detroit, broke, and your billionaire owner paying somebody $65 million to not work. Am I crazy to think that would make you a little bit more agitated as a fan?
I mean, I think so, yeah.
Like, can you imagine when they waste money around Memphis or the Grizzlies waste money? I mean, goodness gracious. Do we like Chandler Parsons? I don't know Memphis fans that like him.
No.
Chan Coon. At least the dude was hurt and tried, I guess. You just cut ties and said peace because you brought in another idiot. And how do you know this idiot's not going to work? This idiot has guaranteed, their new GM has guaranteed you 100% you're taking a $65 million haircut before a damn game's played. That's crazy. Crazy. Speaking else, something that's super, super crazy, my boy Ryan Garcia, I'll be talking about him during Hardwood. Talking about Inside Out 2 and 1 again. Are you going to see that tonight?
I'm going to see it tonight. I believe so, yeah. I'll be there.
I will tell you, that little show has gotten in my head.
Has it?
Mm-hmm.
You've been, thinking about the little, the little emotions that are in your head?
Anxiety, is the
There you
new
go.
emotion. Because I've seen 1 and 2 now. My grandson, I've had him all week. It's been wonderful. Boy, those kids have energy. Parents my age whose kids have not grown up and left the house, I don't know how y'all do it. Tip of the cap, mad respect. Also think you're nuts. You can do a lot more when you're young.
Yeah.
And your kids kind of help raise you. But I'll mention a few things in there because, man, like yesterday, I was agitated and angry, and all I was thinking it was my little anger dude was at the controls. Chaz said something to me because I was watching the game, freaking out, gambling last night. I had the Orioles in that Yankees game. And I'm freaking out because the Yankees come back and tie that thing up.
Yeah.
It was, I think, was it 5-1? And then all of a sudden, Stanton hits a 3-run bomb, and it's a 1-run game. And then, damn it, bases loaded in the top of the ninth, 2 outs. Alex Verdugo's playing center field and makes one of the greatest catches of the year to save an arsenal of runs. And I just knew. I said to myself, oh, damn. The emotions after making that catch in the top of the ninth, going to the bottom of the ninth, and you know that Craig Kimbrell, one of the worst closers in baseball, who happens to pitch for the Orioles, has got to now make this a 1-run holdup. You know he couldn't do it. They're going to extra innings, but the Orioles won. But let me tell you, I didn't know what emotion I was feeling. I didn't know if it was anxiety and a bunch of damn things. I don't know who was controlling me, but man, there was a lot of great baseball last night. Pros, and of course, in the college game. And I'm stoked to say it's set, people. The All-SEC College World Series is back. And by the way, do you know that this is the third time in the last 4 years that we've had an All-SEC World Series?
How about that?
Third time in the past 4 years, the College World Series is going to have an All-SEC, SEC versus SEC championship. And it's Texas A&M and it's UT. And, man, both teams 3-0 on the way to the College World Series. Tennessee's won 58 games this year. Like, dude, 58 games this season? And both teams have won them in so many different ways. Dominant pitching, both teams dominant hitting, great fielding. And that's the other thing about the College World Series. The outfielders in college today are so much better than when I played. You've got 3 dudes at every position. Like, you know, you would always have that one guy who, you know, he had a big arm, kind of big, probably batted third or fourth, and you threw him in right field. The outfield play in the College World Series has been out of control. Now, the infield still needs a little bit of work. It's not pro ball, it's for sure. But the kids today are awesome. If you've been watching it, it's been out of control. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm starting, and I mean right now, you know I love pro baseball, don't get me wrong. College World Series feels as good as watching October baseball, playoff baseball. In fact, I'd have to say I'm starting to think I might like it a little bit more. Because of the storylines and the kids and seeing the fans and the stress and every pitch meaning so much. And I love also, again, the stories and finding out about these coaches and these kids and all the things that they're doing, man. It's just impressive. And the kid Christian Moore for Tennessee is hotter than anybody. I was talking about Vance Honeycutt. Christian Moore, speaking of great catches in center field, he usually plays left field for Tennessee, but you saw 3 nights ago when Tennessee's regular center fielder made one of the most amazing catches again and ran smack into center field. Had to leave the game, DH the other day. So they put him in center field. He does the same thing, making crazy catches, one that looked just like my man and ran straight into the wall. And he's hitting like a machine. The dude hit for a cycle during the postseason. The other night, I mean, what was it yesterday? I think he was, 3 for 4? Dude's always on base. And Tony V, man, I just think he's the coolest dude in college baseball. I'm excited for Saturday. College World Series is getting ready to start. It is going to be absolutely awesome. All eyes. Who you got, by the way, Dacus, real quick?
I mean,
so you got to go Tennessee?
You got to, as much as I don't want to.
You know the weird thing? You know that they didn't meet in the regular season?
Is that right? I did not know that, actually.
They met in the SEC tournament. Tennessee won because, of course, you know they went on to win the SEC tournament. But they only played one time, because that was one of the first things I was doing. I was looking up going, all right, how do we handicap this? Mm-hmm. What did they do in the regular season? I'm like, damn, how'd they not have a series against each other? But they didn't. But we are here, College World Series, Best of 3 starts on Saturday. Tonight in pro baseball, you got tonight's a big night in pro baseball. Rick Wood, my man Dacus' team's going to be down there. It looks really nice. They put in a lot of work.
Sure have.
This is the oldest ballpark. I mean, do you know that? It's just kind of crazy. I did not realize that the Barons have been playing baseball in that joint for so damn long. And this is another thing that's going to mess you up. A third of all Hall of Famers played in that ballpark.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that this morning on MLB Network. They were talking about, they were just going through the history. They talked about Satchel Paige facing Willie Mays when Willie Mays was 17 years old. They talked about how Satchel Paige in that ballpark one day told every single fielder to sit down. Outfielder was sitting down, the infielder was sitting down because he told the team he was going to strike all 3 of them out. And then he went and did it. But, yeah, you're going to get to see some great baseball today. We got baseball that's starting here, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Arizona and Washington, first game of the day. Your Seattle team's playing, T-Money's team and the Indians, a.k.a. the Guardians. He doesn't like calling them the Guardians because there's the Guardians Bridge there in Cleveland, and he says that I think a third of the whole city and both his uncles have gotten DUIs on that bridge.
Interesting.
Did you not ever hear that story?
No.
Yeah, he's like, I'm calling them the Indians.
How about that?
The Guardians, everybody in Cleveland knows the Guardians is the Guardian Bridge where they got a couple family members that got DUIs, like Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah. Old JT.
Don't feel so good to walk away. Is that really a lyric?
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
It's pretty good. I'm proud of myself that I knew that much. And then we got some, again, a lot of baseball we're going to talk about today. And I got to tell y'all something that's very, very important because you know what I did yesterday when I left here?
What's that?
I went to the butcher shop. I keep saying the butcher shop. It is a butcher shop. It's the best butcher shop. It's different. It's Buster's Butcher. You can go to bustersbutcher.com and learn a whole lot more right now because let me tell you something. At 199 South Highland Street, right there in the University District, it's Poplar and Highland. You know where it is. You know Buster's Liquor Store. It is the biggest liquor store. It's got all the wine. It's got so much Tito's. Their liquor store has everything. Everything. And they have great service. But right next door is their new butcher. It's Buster's Butcher. It's a full-service shop. They have so many meats, the best sausages, steaks. Everything is cut to order. Guess who went there yesterday?
You.
I did. I got my grandson. He's like, man, I want a New York strip. So I got 3 fat strips.
Smart kid.
1 inch thick. By the way, Chas cooked to perfection. I grabbed some corn souffle, some cream spinach. I'm a big collard greens fan, so I got me some collard greens. All got it at the butcher. All made in-house. Went home and cooked my steaks. It was straight up fire. Make your meal memorable. Get the best meats, the best cheeses, other quality products at Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highland Street, next to Buster's Liquor Store. Now, also, I got to tell you something. 5851 Poplar Avenue in Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. It's a new locations for Buster's Liquor Store. You know how I said there was another Buster's Butcher over there?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mad at me if you went over there. There's only one Buster's Butcher, and that's at 199 South Highland, and it's the best in the world. But there's a second Buster's Liquor Store at 5851 Poplar Avenue in Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. And you know it's just as good as the one on Highland. Best 2 liquor stores in the city. And the best butcher shop, well, that's Buster's Butcher. Again, learn more at bustersbutcher.com. Come see why every cut counts at Buster's Butcher. And I'm serious. Their sausages, they also have the steak trimmings that you make into ground beef that you can go home and cook the best hamburgers in the world. Man, they got so much. You just got to go check it out. On the other side, though, of this break, we're bringing back our good buddy Isaac Simpson. We got to talk about the Grizzlies, the Tigers, heck, even the Cowboys. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Anticipation is building for Memphis football. 3, 2, 1, that's your winner! With a cast of returning stars ready for the big stage. The momentum for Memphis football is on the rise. Taking into the end zone. Tiger touchdown. He's up. He denied. It's time to Memphis. So purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGo.com.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
Hi, it's The Herd. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. This year's gone by so quickly. What's something you're proud of in 2024 so far? What's something you still want to accomplish this year? When life goes so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and make adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress, set achievable goals for the next 6 months. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/succeed. Entirely online, designed to be flexible and convenient, suited to your schedule. All you do, fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist. You could switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Take a moment. Visit BetterHelp.com/succeed today, and you'll get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/succeed to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/succeed.
Ken Garland, you are in your 72nd year of business. Your son William is now joining you. What do you think is the key to your longevity in the building business?
My dad started the business in 1965, and I think being on the job sites daily and being accessible to homeowners has been a key to our success.
You guys have a work ethic, as you like to say. You're not hiring people to be on the site. You guys are there every day.
We interact with the subcontractors multiple times a day on each job site. I think that has been a key, as well as using the same subcontractors 20 plus years in most cases.
When you talk about materials, what is the first thing you're thinking about when somebody comes to you to build a home?
We're just trying to meet the expectations of the client and the homeowner and the architect and give them what their dream is.
When you get a Ken Garland home, what do you guarantee?
We'll be there after the job is finished. We're still accessible to all our clients.
Now I need to know, how do I get a hold of Ken Garland?
You can reach us at kengarland.com.
Hi, folks. Tom Burke for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. It's our 35th anniversary of Sunrise, and we're celebrating with savings that are bigger than ever. Over 600 new cars and trucks to choose from with huge savings. It's a used car buyer's dream. Check it out at sunrisememphis.com. Hundreds of used cars and trucks with a lot specializing in cars and trucks under $20,000. Bad credit, it's okay. You're approved at Sunrise. Remember, we specialize in secondary financing. New cars and trucks aren't free, but at least they're affordable. It's the 35th anniversary sale going on now at all Sunrise locations. Coming from Pike Grove, Chase, and Collierville.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these books.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out here with Brian Dacus, but we're about to talk with our good buddy Isaac Simpson. We got so much to talk about. I got to talk a lot of NBA, Grizzlies, Tigers, all that stuff, and so much more. But I do want to remind you, everybody needs protection. Doesn't matter if you're on the road, on the field. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You need to be protected. And don't you want to be protected by the best? Like, let's say you need some protection. You call up that person, and all of a sudden they're not answering. They're slow getting you your check that you need. Oh, you ain't having that happen with Bob Simpson. He's with State Farm. He is the man. he's got you covered. State Farm, you know how they're always there. Bob Simpson's the Jake of State Farm. He can back you up with auto insurance. He can take care of you with health insurance. He can cover your business, whether it's starting, growing, or maturing. Don't forget to insure your house, no matter if you're a owner or a renter. Again, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today, 901-381-1233, or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor. Time to talk with Isaac Simpson. Isaac, what's up, my friend?
Man, what's going on, Johnny? I'm good. How are you?
Man, I am doing really well. Having a lot of fun with all the stuff that's going on. I've been watching a lot of the College World Series. You been checking any of that out?
Yeah. I've been checking it out. Been betting on it a little bit, so I've been tuned in.
Oh yeah, man. When you got a little action on those college games, you get it gets a little bit hairy, doesn't it?
It does. It does, man. I had the game the other night, the first Tennessee the Tennessee game. Was it Florida State?
Florida State
they were playing. Yeah, I had Tennessee on the money line, man. They pulled it out for me in the end, man. That was a long wait, though, man. That was scary, man. But they ended up pulling it out. Crazy.
That's still the wildest game. And for those out there who don't know, Tennessee was down, I believe, 11-8.
Yeah.
There were 2 outs.
2 outs, yeah.
In the bottom of the ninth. Okay, so right now, if you have to understand, Florida State is up by 3, and they need to record. They've recorded 26 out. They need 1 more out, the 27th out to end the game. My guy had 2 strikes on him. The check swing, they said he did not go, which it looked like he really did. And then all of a sudden, Tennessee puts together 4 straight 2-out hits, comes back, takes the lead, walks the Jun off. That was the wildest game of the whole damn thing.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. I think that's probably one of the wildest games I've ever watched, man. They get the clutch hits that they had to get, like you said, 2 out. The guy had 2 strikes on him, man, and got the 2-run, the 2 RBI. I don't know if he got the double or single, but he got scored the 2 runs, man, to tie it up, which is crazy. Then they ended up going up and winning the game, man. That was wild for sure.
It was wild. Now, I'm going to talk a little NBA with you, and the first thing that I wanted to ask you, it has to do with the whole Monty Williams getting fired. And yesterday, when the news was first breaking, and if you're just like, man, that organization, Lord, that's crazy. And then I kind of started thinking about it a little bit more. Like, if I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan, and the Grizzlies paid a coach $65 million to leave, I would be furious. I'd be like, wait a second, you can pay a coach $65 million to leave, but you ain't going to go into the luxury tax. You ain't going to bring in somebody else. You ain't going to pay a little bit more for a player. That money could have been used for so many other things. You just bring in a new general manager, and I get he wants to do his own thing. But, dude, he just guaranteed the owner just lost $65 million in a city that has the lowest median income in the country. I just feel like it's a bad look to the fan base. I know I'd be pissed. What do you think about the whole Monty Williams Detroit Pistons situation?
Yeah, man, I think it's just a window into what that organization is like right now. I mean, it was terrible for them to pay him that anyway. I mean, he even said it. Monty even said at the press conference that he was surprised that they offered to him. He said he jumped on it, man. He definitely wasn't going to turn that down. He even admitted to that he couldn't believe they offered him that. Man, to fire him, man, this quickly is just ridiculous. And then they waited. I mean, he had hired an assistant last week. The speculation had kind of been that they were going to let him go, and he hired an assistant last week through his staff, and everybody was like, okay, well, maybe they're going to keep him. And they said this came down from ownership, that I guess if it was up to the front office, he would still be the coach right now. So I guess this was kind of a decision that came from up top, and that's a lot of money to eat, man, for a coach. Again, I never would have paid him that anyway. Especially, I mean, what do you think he's going to do? You got a young team, young roster. I mean, why are you going to go out and pay a coach that amount of money? I never understood that anyway, why they felt like they had to pay him that. I think they probably could have got him for cheaper than that. So that was wild. But, yeah, man, that's a whole lot of money to eat, and especially when you're like the worst team in the NBA and you fall to the 5th pick. That's bad. I mean, everything on their organization right now is just bad. I guess Kate Cunningham is one of the things you can look forward to. I think one aspect of the Pistons right now, there's word out that they're going to make a strong play for Nick Claxton as a free agent from the Brooklyn Nets, and a lot of Grizz fans are looking at that saying, if they're going after Nick Claxton, maybe Grizz could get in on little Jalen Duren and bring him back to Memphis. And I think that's something I would definitely be interested in.
That does sound nice, doesn't it?
It does. They have being a young guy like that fits the timeline. Definitely with your guys, with Ja, Jaron, Desmond Bain. I mean, a guy that can grow with those guys. I would love that, man, to be, because it's not a normal opportunity for you to be to get a young guy that's that talented that early in their career. So that would be, they could fit right in. I think if you're kind of looking at this draft versus being able to go out and make a move, because there's a lot of speculation that the Grizzlies might move up in the draft to possibly take a Donovan Clingan. I think if I could get Jalen Duren, man, I think I would take that, because you've seen what he can do in the league. I'm a huge Donovan.
I mean, he averaged a double-double last year, 13.8 and 11.6 boards. He shot 61% from the field, and you don't have to run anything for him, because all he does is grab boards and then go back and dunk on your face.
And that's what you need next to Jared. You need a guy that's going to gobble up those rebounds, and we definitely know he can do that.
Need some muscle next to that skinny man.
Definitely. That's why I think he'd be a great fit, because Jalen Duren's not a great defender, but you already have Jared Jackson Jr., who's a former defensive player of the year. He anchors
Marcus
that defense.
Smart. Yeah,
this is a good Marcus Smart. This is a good defensive team overall, so I'm not worried about the defense. Just need some toughness in there inside, man. A guy that's gonna bring some muscle in there, like you said, man, and gobble up those rebounds. I think he'd be a perfect fit next to Jared.
Man, I have to say I agree with that. My question is, there's so many options out there. I mean, people talk about, Isaiah Hartenstein from the Knicks. You talk about Jalen Duren, Donovan Clingan. To kind of speak to the draft, because, that's what's right around the corner next week. It's going to be a busy day in the NBA. I'm kind of curious, though. I don't think there's any chance Clingan falls to 9. Not a chance in hell. I mean, heck, I've heard.
No.
There's rumors that he might go number 1 overall to Atlanta. Yeah. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, the Clingan isn't going to happen. Everything now that I'm reading, because, a lot of people are kind of hoping that Dalton Connect would fall to Tennessee. Seems like he's getting a lot more hype around him. And if they don't come away with the center, is everybody in Memphis going to just kind of be bummed out after draft night? And don't you think that would probably be a heck of an overreaction?
Yeah, because they're going to address the front court. I don't care what's in the draft or via free agency or trade. They're going to make some moves to bring in the center because they have to. I see the gaping hole there, man, and they don't have anything to fill it. They have to go out and get a center. So even if they were to draft another position, I think they're going to find a way to get a center, whether that's trading back up into the bottom of the first round. There's some options there, guys like Khalil Ware, a couple guys that I like there. Yves Missi is another guy that can be there. If you're going to trade up, back up into the bottom of the first round, there's a lot of guys. I'm not an Edey fan. A lot of Grizz fans are. They're all the way on the Edey train. They'd even take him at 9, which I think would be a terrible mistake to draft him there. I wouldn't draft him in the first round at all. That's me personally. But a lot of people love him, so I guess that's an option on the table. I hope that's not where we land, because I definitely think there are better avenues to kind of address that. But they're going to get a center. But as far as the draft, man, like you said, there's so many different ways this could go. I mean, there are rumors today that the Grizzlies are in talks with Houston to possibly trade up to number 3. And I think if they do trade up, I think the target is going to be Clingan or maybe Sarr if he drops, because idiotically it seems like Atlanta is going to pass on Sarr. The word is they're going to take either the French kid, Zachary Richard-Shea, who's a wing, or Donovan Clingan, like you said, number 1. So, it's interesting. I think they could move down and, again, take some of those, target some of those guys like Khalil Ware, like I mentioned, so they could trade out and trade for a veteran. There's so many different ways this could go, but I definitely expect the Grizzlies to be active, not only in the draft, this offseason. And I think overall across the league, I think there's going to be a lot of movement in this draft and in free agency and the trade market. I think this is going to be a wild offseason because I think it's a situation where a lot of teams are kind of in panic mode right now, trying to figure out which direction they're going to go. And I think the Grizzlies, as a front office, I think they know they got to make a move, man. It's time. I mean, the way this last year went, you can't keep procrastinating and holding this thing back, man. These windows can close quickly, and I think last year should have scared them if they thought, and I kind of been on this train before, that windows don't last forever just because things look great, look like you have 5, 6, 7, 8 years to kind of put this thing together. It doesn't always happen like that, and I think last year should have proven that to them, and I think they know that they gotta fast track this thing right now.
They definitely need to fast track it because like the time is now, and like you say, we don't know the present only matters because, man, you don't know what the future holds. You can have relationships go bad, somebody blows out, bad injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know when it comes to sports. Got to ask you though, also, just kind of curious. I was wondering, would you rather have Clingan or Jalen Duren?
Yeah, man, that's an interesting conversation because I'm probably the biggest Clingan fan out there. I tweeted earlier, if Clingan knew how much I'd want to go on the bat for him during this draft season, he'd probably have me on payroll. That's how hard I fought for Donovan Clingan. But if I had the option between the two, I would probably go Jalen Duren just because we've seen what he can do. I mean, he's been in the league a couple of years now. I think
He's
Donovan
still
Clingan
20.
is definitely
Is he
developed.
even 21 yet? I mean, can Duren drink yet?
Yeah, I don't even think he's 21 because he was a young freshman. I think he graduated early to be able to come to the University of Memphis. So I think he's probably only 20.
I'm gonna find out now.
So Clingan is actually older than he is. So how crazy that is. But yeah, Clingan is definitely going to be the better defender. But I think when you look at this team, I think rebounding is their biggest issue next to Jared because Jared has just shown. I think people continue to argue about his rebounding. He's just not going to be a rebounder. I don't think there's any reason to even debate that anymore. He's just not. That's just not something that he's going to be. And if you're going to keep him here, I think you got to have somebody next to him that's a big rebounder. And you have one of the best in the league with Jalen Duren. And I think just what he does, I think fits a little bit more than what Clingan does. But Clingan is going to be, I think, elite on the defensive end. But you already have Jared, who is also elite on the defensive end. So I think the rebounding that Duren brings, I think I'll take that, and I think I'll take the guarantees of what I've seen from Duren over 2 years versus kind of unknown. Even though I'm a big believer in Clingan, I know for sure what Duren is, and I think he'd be a great fit. And again, he also fits the timeline because of the age. I think personality-wise, he's a great fit. He's also familiar with the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it would be a great fit.
Dude, everybody would go buck wild if he came here.
Man, yeah. I mean, people would go nuts, man, to have him back. And if I'm his agent, man, if they're actually going to go after Claxton, they're going to try to move him, I think Memphis would probably be one of the markets where I'll try to get him back because, again, he's familiar with him. They have a huge need there, so he's going to get the minutes and the time there. So I think it makes a lot of sense if they do go after Claxton and they want to move him.
Now, again, the reason I asked you that, and I was kind of surprised because, again, I know you're the biggest Donovan Clingan fan
I might be the
there.
biggest Donovan Clingan fan on the planet.
But, man, like having Jalen Duren, like you said, he fits the Grizzlies with what they have on the rosters a little bit more, as you said. And the other thing is I looked it up. Jalen Duren will be 21 November 18th. And my man Donovan Clingan will be 21 on February 23rd. So he's like 2 months older.
Okay, yeah.
Like they are, I mean, but I'm just saying, like thinking about it, he's been in the league a couple years.
Yeah, for 2 years, yeah.
Damn, man, I'm telling you one thing. I know you have to ID everybody, but Jalen Duren walked up to a bar I was working at, I'd be scared to ID him. I'd be like, bro.
Yeah, man, I always said that, man, about Jalen Duren. If you talk about, people always say, you look good getting off the bus. He definitely looks the part getting off the bus. I don't think there's any question about that, man, because he's a monster for sure.
Now, I know that y'all been in the lab working on putting them podcasts over to Ethos Grizzlies. This draft, to me, feels like it's a little bit more confusing than any time. I mean, like we always knew exactly who was going to be the first pick. The first 3 picks, you have a good feeling. Top 5. I don't know any like anybody. If you go look at their mock draft, I haven't seen one that's the same.
Yeah, there's no consensus with this draft class. I mean, it's all over the place. You don't even know for sure who's going number 1, and you pretty much always know who's going to be number 1. And I think that the draft, I'm more confident in who's going number 2. I think number 2 is going to be Alexander Sarr because Atlanta hasn't even had him in for a workout. Without how crazy that is, he won't even work out for Atlanta. So I think it's pretty much set in stone from everything you hear. I think Alexander Sarr is going to end up 2 at Washington. The question with Atlanta is, are they going to take Ricochet or are they going to take Donovan Clingan? I think the most of the smoke has them taking the French wing, Zachary Ricochet. And I think that's going to be the way it goes. But again, like you said, man, these mocks are all over the place. I feel pretty good. I think Houston at 3 is going to take Reed Shepherd out of Kentucky, and I think San Antonio is going to take Stephon Castle from UConn at 4. Outside of that, I mean, it could be anything. I mean, these guys like you brought up Dr. Connect. I can see him going as high as 5'6". I can see him dropping down to 9, 10, 11. Same thing with Ron Holland, Rob Dillingham. All these guys have a wide range of where they can go. It's just, I think there's going to be a lot of movement as far as trades as well, and I think that could kind of dictate how the board falls. But yeah, man, when you being a draft guy, I don't know if I can ever remember a year where we've had this much variation in different mock drafts. I mean, you don't even know who the number one pick's going to be, and that's just something that you never see. So I think that just kind of shows you how small the talent difference is in between these guys. I don't think there's a huge gap between number one and to the bottom of the lottery. I mean, I think you could easily take somebody at 9 or 12, 13 that ends up being a top 2 player in this class. I don't think there's any question.
Who do you actually believe, if the Grizzlies stay at 9, who do you think they can get, and who have you projected?
Man, that's tough, man. Because again, like I said, I think there could be so much movement. I mean, Ron Holland is a guy that I really like. Is a super athletic wing, 18 years old, played for D League at night. I think outside of Sarr probably has the highest ceiling in his draft. If he's there, I know he's probably somebody that they look at, not necessarily that they need a wing, but I think if they stay at 9, they might look at best player available. And if he's there, man, I think that's great value because I think in the end he's going to end up being a top 3 player in this draft. Same thing with Rob Dillingham. I know he's small. I don't think he's going to be a defender, but man, he can get buckets. I mean, reminds me a lot of Tyrese Maxey. I think he could be that type of player. So if he's there at 9, it's great value. Dalton Connect, who we've talked about on here, I'm a big fan of his scoring ability, his size. Taking it back a little bit, man, he kind of reminds me of Allen Houston. That's kind of the name of former New York Knicks years and years ago now. But that's his scoring ability, the way that he can kind of bully smaller guards. I love him. And Khalil Ware out of Indiana is a center that I like. I think 9 might be a little bit too early. If you want to get him, you probably could trade down a little bit. But those are some of the names that I like there. And I think, again, it's just so wide open with what could happen. Because, again, I think I would be kind of surprised if the Grizzlies stayed at 9. I think either they're going to move up or move down. If they just sit and draft at 9, I think that's unlikely if I had to predict right now.
All right, you looking at this team, you picked Jalen Duren over somebody than Donovan Cleveland that you absolutely love because of fit. With this team that's in win-now mode, if Dalton Connect was there and Ronald Holland, do you go with the younger kid who's not as polished, or do you go with the older Dalton Connect?
Man, that's tough because I'm usually a win-now guy, but I would probably go Ron Holland. I think both of them have a tremendous ceiling. Even with Dalton Connect probably being the oldest player in the draft, I still think that he projects as being, if you had to pick guys that could potentially be all-stars or borderline all-stars in this draft, I really do think that Dalton Connect, if he gets in the right situation, he could be that. I think you kind of look at guys like a Desmond Bane that are kind of right on that line. If they have a year where things bounce right, they get an all-star game. I think that's the same type of, if Dalton Connect reaches this ceiling, I think he could be that same type of guy. Like a young Gordon Hayward, just one of those guys right on the fringe, but really puts up big numbers because he can score. Like a lot of people try to paint him in a box as just being a shooter. I mean, no, man, he has a full package. He's a 3-level scorer. Man, he can get to the rim. He's strong. So he's more than just a shooter. Like I hate when people try to paint him in that box because he can get buckets, man, from anywhere on the floor. So I'm a big believer in his. I would probably go Ron Holland because I think outside of Sarr, I think if there's any guy that people say that this draft doesn't have any star players in it. I think outside of Sarr, if I had to predict any guy that could supersede kind of that thinking, I think Ronald Holland would be that guy. And I just think at 9, man, I would take that chance.
Man, we're talking NBA draft. We got to talk a little Tigers, and we got to talk about the Cowboys with Isaac Simpson. Follow him at Isaac_NBA. That's at Isaac__NBA. We're back in Two Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to ride night during the Gossett Mitsubishi Motors Summer Sales Event. Check out 43 MPG Highway in a new 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage, $17,935 or $249 a month. Need extra room for your vacation? Let Gossett make it happen with 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $30,490 or $449 per month. And go for miles and miles with 420 total range in 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, $599 a month. Plus peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike and 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it and Gossett Motor Cars.
Military rebate, 500 loyalty rebate. Mirage Outlander 84 months. Mirage RHO 10934. MSRP 18435. Outlander RZO 55981. MSRP 31490. PHEV RZO 35245. MSRP 48065. Includes 1095 acquisition fee. Sale price includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes processing fee of $695. Lease terms includes processing fee of $695. 15 cents per mile excess wear and tear. With approved credit, see dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
East Memphis Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store. It's really a customer service store with 20 employees along with complete inventory of items. Finding what you need is easy. Choosing from a complete selection of Big Green Egg as well as Traeger and River Grills. And the Garden Center has everything for your yard. You can get glass cut, repair screens, and your keys with Key Fob programming. Tools, nuts, bolts, screws. You need it. East Memphis Ace Hardware has it. And you're just down the street at the corner of Ritz and White Station.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How dealers get more done. Order selection Sunday by 4 p.m. subject to
Upgrade her diamond ring this summer with no money down and 0 interest for 5 years. Hi, it's Eric Hasseltine for my friends at Genesis Diamonds. Don't miss this amazing offer from Genesis Diamonds. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Not just on engagement rings, but also on earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and pre-owned Rolex watches. So that luxury pre-owned Rolex Submariner or Explorer starts at only $150 per month. Now through the end of June at Genesis Diamonds on Poplar at Perkins Extended.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Dunn Booting Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toe boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Times Ranch jeans. At Hewitt & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic approved shoes. Hewitt & Dunn Booting Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewitt & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewitt & Dunn. Hewitt & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Been hanging out with Brian Dacus, doing a lot of talking with him. My man makes a lot of good points. Hopefully you're listening to him from 3 to 6 with Brett Norsworthy. But we got Isaac Simpson. My man is over there tearing it up at Ethos Grizzlies, doing all kinds of NBA, breaking down the draft. Isaac, first and foremost, what you got coming down the pipe? What should we be looking for?
Yeah, man, we're going to do our mock draft on Monday night, man, over at Ethos Grizzlies. So make sure you check that out. Yeah, man, we're gonna do our projected mock draft. That's probably gonna be out on Tuesday morning. So go over to Eat Those Grizzlies, man. Make sure you check that out.
Man, you got to make sure you do me a favor and send me a reminder because, because my brain doesn't work all that much. Because I want to check that out. Please send me a reminder. And just follow Isaac at IsaacW_NBA. Don't forget to follow at Ethos. What is it? At Ethos Grizzlies podcast.
That's it. At Ethos Grizzlies.
At Ethos Grizzlies. Now, Isaac, anything else before we switch a little bit of gear that the draft is kind of like you're looking at and you kind of see something that might be coming around the horizon or somebody that you actually like? Because I know you like Hollins. Anybody else?
No, man, I would just say, man, the Grizzlies fans, man, I think it's going to be exciting because, again, I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies just stick at 9, man. I think there's going to be some movement. There's a lot of smoke out there, and usually you don't hear a lot of smoke with the Grizzlies. That's one thing. Usually they kind of move in silence, like lasagna, as Weezy once said, Lil Wayne, if you're not familiar with that. But, yeah, man, I expect there to be something, again, because I think they got to be aggressive, and I think they know that. So I'm kind of believing a little bit of the smoke. I think there's fire to this smoke. I think they're being very active, and I think that's probably why you're hearing more leaks about them because I think they're probably involved in a lot of different things right now.
My man, that was like the most perfect segue, and you have no idea why because you cover the NBA. You also know pop culture. You have your fingers in just a little bit of everything, and I saw this, and I thought it was crazy. Isn't Drake like the biggest NBA fan in all of sports? Like he's a big old NBA guy, right?
He is, man. He can't win a bet to save his life, though. If whatever Drake puts his money on,
go the other
way. Bet the like I'll tell you that, go the other way for sure.
All right. Well, I saw this on the X, and you got to tell me, is Drake right now somewhere lying in his bed crying because Kendrick Lamar did his Pop Out, which is the diss track for Drake. And it looked like the whole NBA was in the house. And even I think Russell Westbrook took the stage, and it was somebody else. I can't remember. I saw LeBron was there.
Yeah, LeBron was there. DeMar DeRozan was there.
DeMar DeRozan, he took the stage too. Yeah. So is Drake just is it over for Drizzy?
Yeah, man, that was rough, man. He ethered that man last night, man. That was. Yeah, I don't know if I'm Drake. I don't even think I respond right now, man. I just try to lay low and let this thing die out, man. Cause that was rough, man. I don't really. I mean, he has the fan base, so he'll recover. But man, that was good. I can imagine that was tough to deal with last night, man. Because yeah, he really, man, that stomped on him last night with that Pop Out, man. That was insane to watch. And he did this song 5 times. I mean, he just. I mean, I never thought I'd see that, man. Because Drake, you thought was. And I think he felt the same way, that he was unflappable, like nobody could get to him, man. But I think Kendrick definitely, man, got the KO with this one. So it's going to be interesting to watch down the line how this plays out. But Drake's not looking too good right now.
Dude, all I kept thinking about was, do you remember when the big Russian fought Apollo Creed?
Yeah.
Bro, they were screaming, throw in the towel, throw in the towel. And then the Russian killed Apollo. I feel like Lamar that was the knockout blow. Drake, somebody from your corner, throw in the towel before this ends you.
For sure. Yeah, definitely, man. That's exactly great analogy, man, because that's what it feels like, man. I never thought I would see Drake in this position, man, but I think Kendrick is definitely, man, got one over on him, man. I think this KO, like I said, somebody definitely needs to throw in the towel. So, Drake, if any of your people listen, I know his dad's from Memphis, throw in the towel. Throw in the towel right now.
Yeah, I'm so right there with you. Last but not least, I got to let you go. Any good? I mean, I know I'm looking over at the Tiger football team. It seems like they're signing everybody and their grandmother.
Yeah, man, Ryan Sheffield, man. If you talk about recruiting, people can talk about the results they've had on the field, but you can't say anything about his recruiting, man, because they're killing it over there. They have been pretty much ever since he's been here, man. He's gotten players, and it's only getting better. I feel really, really good about where this program is. I know people were down on it coming out of the last couple of years, but I think they really got a chance to get in the college football playoff this year and kind of gain some of that momentum back that they lost. I know it really kind of dipped after Norvell left, and people kind of wondered was Silverfield going to be able to right this ship. But I feel like they're on the right direction. I think it's going to come down to Memphis and Tulane. Their game on Thanksgiving is going to be huge down in New Orleans. I think those are going to be the two teams that match up at the AAC championship, and I think whichever one comes out of there is going to be the representative, man, in the playoff. And I think Memphis has to be the odds-on favorite, at least in my mind, to come out and be in there. That would be awesome to have Memphis in the college football playoff. That's just something that you never thought you'd see, man. So that would be really fun. I think they have a really good chance of getting there.
Man, everybody, make sure you follow Isaac at IsaacW_NBA. Follow at Eat Those Grizzlies for the podcast. You're dropping your mock draft Tuesday morning, I believe, next Tuesday morning.
Yeah, man, it should be out next Tuesday morning, so be on the lookout for that. Also going to be doing a draft spaces with my guy David Williams. I think that's going to be coming up on Monday night, so be on the checkout over on X. Be on the lookout for that as well. I have that info at IsaacW_NBA, so make sure you check out that as well.
Man, be blessed. Enjoy the work. We'll do it again next Thursday.
Will do, man. Talk to you next week.
That's my buddy Isaac Simpson. We got to take a quick time out, but I do want to remind you, Buster's Butcher. There's nothing like Buster's Butcher. It's right next to Buster's Liquor over in South Highland. You know what I'm talking about? Like Poplar, Highland, right there in the University District. It's actually 199 South Highland Street, to be exact. It's Buster's Butcher, and there is nothing like it. The best meats, the best cheeses, the best the prepared foods. They're made in-house fresh every single morning. I grab the cream spinach. I grab the corn souffle. I grab me some greens. I got me 3 fat 1-inch New York strips. The ribeye looks so good. There's just so many good things over at Buster's Butcher. Check them out. Learn more at bustersbutcher.com. Back in Two Shakes, we got Hardwood, and we got to talk a little bit about the NCAA and some expansion on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Cruiser styling packed with modern innovations, riders of all skill levels choose a Honda Rebel. Incredible motorcycles with a stripped-down style and a full package of features. Both the 300 and the 500 offer compact power inside a lightweight frame. Combined with a low-slung seat, the Rebel is easy to start on. And with new colors for this year, they are impossible to ignore. Go to Bussetto Honda to check out the 2023 Honda Rebels. Cruisers with premium style and performance to enjoy every second. Use the street as a racetrack with the law of the
It's time to have a good time at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Olive Branch and Carterville. Come by for half-price happy hour 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with domestic drafts and $3 snacks. Then try one of Mugshots 19 specialty burgers, including the Mugshot Burger. Finish it in 12 minutes and it's free. Plus, you get a free shirt. Mugshots in Olive Branch, 6400 Goodman Road, and Mugshots in Carterville, 656 West Poplar. So cheers to great food, good drinks, and fun company at Mugshots Grill and Bar, where you're always having a good time.
All 650 acquisition fee, Telluride RG 510849, MSRP 38305, Forte LXS RE 780 169, MSRP 21820. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey Jeff, I hear you've got the Kia Summer Sticker Sales event going on right now at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah. Give me some scoop.
Randy, the scoop is I'm ready to put you in a new Kia for less. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about a 2024 Kia Telluride LX 357 a month, $39.99 due at signing, 24-month lease.
Plus 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9. And every Gossett Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah.
Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah, or online anytime. KiaMountMoriah.com.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos, and enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99, and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and OU253 Memphis. Broadcasting stations.
I just one of those things, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. Big thanks to Isaac Simpson who joined us. I would love to be talking with Evie Van Pelt, but unfortunately, she's not going to be able to join us. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with Evie, but you want to find all your information about Ole Miss, just go to therebelwalk.com or follow Evie at Ole Miss Evie or the Rebel Walk at the Rebel Walk. And let me tell you something right now, a lot of stuff out there is basically just a lot of bashing on old Lincoln Riley. Or people, have you noticed how much heat he's taking from canceling the series?
I'll be honest, I really haven't.
Yeah, I guess you don't live in the little Oxford bubble.
Right. I don't know.
I pay attention
That's
to.
Right. You kind of have to.
I dip my toes in a few
That's right.
a few things. Now, we are going to have a lot of fun today. My Hardwood stories are crazy. I got a story about the first baseball team that's going to start selling THC seltzers to their fans at the game. I got stories about Conor McGregor, or rumors about him being in rehab. I can guarantee you those rumors are not true. He is definitely not in rehab. We got to talk about the tallest freshman ever who makes people look small. And by the way, don't look now, but Caitlin Clark's team's winning 3 games in a row. And she's done something that no other WNBA player has done in history. I would say maybe Caitlin could replace Cameron Brink in the 3-on-3.
Maybe.
But the thing is like, how do you replace Cameron Brink with a little guard? That wouldn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that I don't think she's going to get in the Olympics. But we got some good stories to talk about. But I got to tell you, man, it's a little afternoon. If you're hungry and you want some authentic Mexican food, check out Los Cabos. It's right there at Summer and Graham, and it's got great lunch specials from $6.75 to $10.99. They got margaritas starting at $3.99. It is ridiculous. Plus, it's not just a great place to get some authentic Mexican food that's delicious and at a fair price. They have a great bar. Like they have, man, every time I go over there and sit at that bar, it is huge. It is got TVs. The games are on. The margaritas are delicious. Check out Los Cabos. Again, Summer near Graham, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth. That's at Los Cabos. Now, we got to talk about the NCAA. I don't know if I'm just getting old. I don't know if it's just because I'm in pain that now anger. Like I'm by the way doing my job through a serious injury. And if you can't feel the pain in my voice, well, know it's there. So I'm not trying to come off as just somebody who likes to bitch all the time. But I feel like I am. Because, the Monty Williams thing annoys me, again, paying $65 million for some man not to work. Why don't you go bring in some players and, go into the luxury tax? Ridiculous. And then there's the NCAA yesterday. Buddy, I wasn't a real happy guy yesterday when it came to the NCAA, other than when I watched that amazing college baseball. College baseball was glorious. By the way, I had 2 great winners. Great day. But, man, did you hear that the NCAA is now talking about expansion? And, again, we're talking about the basketball tournament. We've already expanded. And it just, those first 4, does it feel like a big deal for maybe gamblers? It's kind of annoying for those who are filling out their bracket. But I have to say, the so-called proposal, which that means it's going to happen, and it could start, by the way, as soon as 25-26 season. So this is right around the corner. Not next season, not this season, but the following. And here's some of the details. They're looking at going to 72 or 76, which means they're going to go to 76. If you look at some of the details and some of the BS they try to shove down your throat, this is hilarious. They say that they're expanding to benefit the smaller conferences. That is BS. They're expanding. This isn't about the little guy. This is simply about actually getting more like 19 and 14 teams from Power 4 conferences, say a Mississippi State, a Clemson, somebody out the big town. Hell, Northwestern has a great year. Woo! Getting them. And this is not about expanding for the little guy. And again, expansion is going to happen because, man, it just means too much money. And if you haven't noticed, in college sports, money means more now than it ever did. You have to pay your players. You have to keep up with your facilities. You're going to bring these players in as employees. Y'all, by the way, don't forget about that. Oh, what was it? $2.7 billion settlement? Each school is going to come out about $20 million over the next season after season after season. I mean, it's crazy. So it is about money. So expansion is definitely coming. We saw it in college football because it's happening this year. Now, everybody and their grandmother, I think I was the only person. And again, maybe it's just because I'm old and I'm ornery. I don't know. But the expansion in the college football playoff at first, I said, this is the dumbest thing ever. You're going to take the greatest regular season in sports. The NBA regular season is unwatchable. The games, they don't give a damn. The NBA playoffs are awesome, but that 82-game NBA regular season is all about making cash. It's just the NBA regular season doesn't mean jack. I mean, do you realize that 20 of the teams in the NBA make the playoff in some form? Yeah. So the regular season, not very great in the NBA. Regular season baseball is straight up for guys who are junkies and have nothing to do during the summer and like to gamble. Now, it is important for the game. I love baseball. But I'm not dying with every pitch during the summer. If my teams that I'm rooting for win, cool. It's kind of just more there to pass the time. Baseball regular season is pretty average. October's out of control. Now the NFL, it's now the best regular season because I thought it is because it's changed a little bit. But the NFL regular season, which was second to college football's regular season, because in week 1 it matters. Week 0 matters. Week 3, shoot, by September you're having top teams in your conferences play each other. I mean, it's like each week you are tuning into college football because every week feels like it's the playoffs. Now that the college football playoff is expanded to 12, the conferences have been changed. The regular season is diminished a little bit. Like, you think Ohio State, Michigan means what it mean like it used to mean? Ohio State would have been in the playoff if they beat Michigan. They're not. Ohio State and Michigan play the last game of the year. Both teams can still probably make the playoffs and might even play again next week. Now, we'll be watching because we love college football, but what I'm saying is it diminished the regular season. But I do love the college football expansion because now Ole Miss and Memphis might actually get in. So it's a catch-22, double-edged sword. I hate it that each week won't mean as much, but it's college football, the pageantry, you'll be tuning in. The NCAA expanding in college basketball, I don't like because, one, it's just annoying my bracket. Now I got to fill out and learn more teams. And I know it's going to happen because it's a cash grab. But I also don't need those. I mean, again, the best. I love college football more than anything. But the best 3 weeks in sports is the NCAA tournament. And if you expand that, you're going to cause you're going to knock years off of men's life. Do you know how hard that month is on me? It's so exciting, but it's not healthy. I'm drinking a little more. As the weather's starting to it's just different. It's the NCAA tournament, man. It's March Madness. I don't need it expanded. It almost kills me every year. So am I crazy, Dacus, that I hate the fact that they're even thinking about expanding this? I feel like it's perfect. And I don't, again, college basketball's regular season, yeah. But the NCAA tournament is straight up awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. This news broke, or these reports came out yesterday while we were on the air, and I was close to livid while we were talking about it because, like you said, John,
it's hard enough to learn about 68 damn teams.
Sure, and look, I love basketball. I love college basketball. I think more college basketball is better college basketball. I mean, you know me, John. I'll sit in here. Or I'll go home and watch Lipscomb in Central Arkansas. It doesn't matter to me who it is. I just want to watch basketball. But you're right. I mean, the expansion is going to help the teams that go back and look at the first 4 teams that were left out in last year's bracket. Those are going to be the 4 teams that are in if they expand it by 4 teams. If they expand it to 8, it will be that first 4 and the next 4. And, I mean, I was trying to think. I know Indiana State was a team that was in the first 4 out, and that was one that I think a lot of people can get behind saying, yeah, I would have loved to see that Indiana State team in the tournament. But another team that I know was on that line was Oklahoma. And I went back and looked at Oklahoma and their schedule last year, John. Tell me, just your opinion, if this team should be in the NCAA tournament, okay? Oklahoma last year finished 20-12. Good record. A good season for Porter Moser and his team. They were 46th ranked in KenPom last year at the end of the season. When it comes to conference play, John, they did not have as much success. 8-10 in conference play.
Losing record in conference play? That's man.
They also own the entire season, John. The entire season. And I should say, in terms of non-auto bids, because I didn't go back and look, maybe, let me quickly think. I don't think any of these teams made it by being the automatic of these smaller conferences. They only beat, the entire season last year, they only beat 2 NCAA tournament teams. 2! John, they're playing in the Big 12, arguably the best conference in college basketball. A conference that got the most teams or the second most teams, tied with the most teams in the conference or in the NCAA tournament. They only beat 2 teams that made the NCAA tournament. That team does not belong, but if we expand the NCAA tournament, that team's going to be there. It's not going to be, like you said, it's not going to be Indiana State that gets in there. It's going to be this type of team.
Oklahoma again.
Right.
It's not going to be like the little guy in the small conference.
And so
it's going to be teams like this.
So what and Brett and I have talked about it even before this came out, and we both said that if you can come around to the fact that they're going to expand, that's what they're doing, fine. That they should expand.
Oh, I know they're going to do it because of the money, but I still right now can't. I guess I just want to bitch a little.
Well, and that's fine. But what we said is what you should do if you're going to expand, and we know you're going to expand, set up a second Dayton and have another host site like Dayton where you have those games. We thought of some places. Albuquerque, New Mexico is a great college basketball city. Maybe
does
have
this
it
kill
there.
The other tournaments?
Oh, yeah. The NIT's done if this happens. Because you already have teams that aren't that don't want to go play in it. The teams that don't make the tournament, that are like, yeah, we want to prove everybody that we should have belonged. Well, now they're going to be in the tournament, and so nobody. And ultimately, John, what's going to happen is you're going to have teams that are hovering around 500. You're going to have teams like Oklahoma that were under 500 in their conference tournament making the NCAA tournament because they're playing in the Big 12, because they're playing in the SEC, because they're playing in the Big 10, and it's just going to water down the tournament for one, but it's also going to water down a lot of these jobs because, I mean, you're going to have to completely change how you go about coaching. Because here's the thing. If you're Porter Moser and your team makes it, next year, if you do the same thing, you make the tournament, you can go to your boss and say, I made the NCAA tournament. But you're under 500 in conference play, and you only beat two teams that made the tournament. Now, I hate to use Porter Moser because I really like Porter Moser as a coach. But I like every coach. But I hate the idea.
Oklahoma is a great example.
Sure. That was just the first one that came to mind. There's plenty of other examples. And I, for one, John, I enjoy watching the NIT, and I know that is not a like something that a lot of people do, but I enjoy watching the NIT because I do think there are teams in there that play good basketball that might be in smaller conferences that don't get the attention or can't get to the NCAA tournament. And so I hate the idea of not only this, but also, John, remember, Fox Sports is starting a tournament, a postseason tournament that they basically came out and said this tournament will be teams, but the teams that are the most teams that are going to be in here are going to be from the Big 10 and the Big East, the teams that we have media rights deals with. And so, for teams like, I'm trying to think of a team that was in the NIT, like North Texas played really well in the NIT. They were a team that said we want to keep playing, had a fine season, we want to keep playing in the NIT. They went and played it and played good basketball. I mean, their season's going to be done after the last game. And for some people, you can say that's good. They shouldn't be playing more basketball. But I, for one, like more basketball. And I think, obviously, day and age of college basketball is changing where these guys aren't staying 3-4 years. They're immediately transferring after the season. But when you're talking about building teams, especially when you have new coaches like North Texas has, getting more games is really beneficial to your program.
Everything is changing, people. I guess I'm just going to have to accept it. And there's things that are changing that I never would have expected. And I'm changing my opinion of a certain golfer out there. And I'm not a golf fan. And I'm also got an idea that I think is going to revolutionize the LIV Tour. And if anybody who's working for the LIV Tour, when you do this,
they're in Nashville, so they're not far.
If you don't give me some money, I'm going to pimp slap everybody. And I'll stop talking about you forever. Well, that doesn't matter, I guess. But the thing is, I'm going to say is, do you remember you've said this to me? So I'm stealing exactly what you said to me.
Wow, you're playing all the hits today, John.
And no, when I tell you what I'm about to do, this is great. He told me, because this is funny, I was just talking about, man, I like Bryson DeChambeau. And I was just saying it because, dude, I'm seeing he's carrying around the trophy in Nashville. At first, I didn't like him because I just saw him as a meathead on a golf course. He did everything different. He wasn't great with the media. He was always confrontational. Kind of didn't like him. And, of course, then he goes to the LIV Tour. And everybody who went to the LIV Tour, remember, everybody hated. Mm-hmm. Well, since he's gone to the LIV Tour, it seems like everybody at the LIV Tour is still hated, but they're starting to love Bryson DeChambeau. And that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
And I like Bryson DeChambeau. He's a golfer. I mean, again, he's doing it different, thinking out the box. He has his, how he does his irons and stuff? Mm-hmm. They're all, what is that thing that digital makes them? Digital,
the 3D printing?
3D printing, whatever. Yeah, thank you. I gave you without those.
It was what I needed, yeah.
Man, that's how his irons are made. I mean, they're all the same length as clubs. He's different. He's fun. He's entertaining. And I just thought about this. He's about the only thing that's popular over at the LIV Tour right now, right?
Oh, yeah, honestly.
People aren't paying attention to it. Do you know what people pay attention to?
What's that?
Tiger Woods.
That's true.
I'm Tiger Woods, y'all. I'm Tiger Woods, y'all. Everybody pays attention to Tiger Woods, do they not?
Mm-hmm.
Like father, like son. Charlie Woods shot 1 under and finished as the medalist in the USGA Junior Amateur Qualifier. He's going to be playing on the championship. Tiger won his first 3 junior AMs as a 15-year-old. Charlie, you guessed it, is 15 years old now. If LIV went out there right now and said, hey, Charlie, we're going to go ahead and give you $150 million to join the Live Tour now. We're going to let you start playing because you're already awesome at golf, but Tiger Woods has to be your caddy. You'd have Tiger on his bag. His kid be playing pro golf. Instead of 72, he's playing 54 so he can still finish up his schoolwork. And people, you wouldn't tune in to watch Charlie Woods and Tiger?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, tell me this. Like, if you're going to offer, what's the idiot they offered, like $700 million? Rory.
Oh, yeah, Rory.
Like, I offer him $700 million and he can't even make a 3-foot putt? Why not offer Charlie $150 million and the Live Tour is going to get the eyeballs that they want?
Interesting.
You don't think that? I mean, this is an original idea for me. If you haven't noticed,
it definitely is an original idea. I
think this is a business decision that will pay off. And again, this Charlie Woods, it ain't like he's much different than his daddy.
Right.
I'm not saying he's going to be as good as his daddy, but if there's any, I mean, this ain't Bronny James compared to LeBron. This kid's out there dominating.
Here's the only question I have.
And again, his last name Woods.
It is Woods. I don't know if I think. Well, Liv doesn't play every single weekend. I was going to say I don't know if I could see Tiger being able to be on the bag all weekend.
Well, he's doing the bag right now for Charlie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's been on the bag.
I didn't know
now,
that.
Now, their rules did say that he can't do it in the championship. Like the USGA says Tiger cannot be it in the championship round, but all the way up to the qualifier, Tiger's been at his bag.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Good. Then yeah, I say go for it. I mean, good luck.
Also makes me feel like Tiger Woods is blaming his golf a little bit more on his body, and it's a little bit better condition.
Maybe, might be.
If you're out there carrying the bag for the kid, bro. And then you're out there, oh man, can't walk at the Masters.
Speaking of kids, not to change the subject. John Daly Jr., Little John.
I'm going to give John Daly Jr. a couple $1 million. You know that right now. Let's do it. Bring in John Daly on the bag. You got his kids smoking and drinking. You got Charlie Woods being the good kid. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm about to make
that's actually not what I was going to say, but sure.
I just thought you were adding my idea.
I mean, John Daly was like almost begging Liv to offer him money, and they said no. So maybe they'll do it for Lil John. But Lil John's not that Lil John. John Daly Jr., I guess I should say. He's playing his first Korn Ferry Tour this weekend in Oklahoma. So
I have a
start for him.
If you want people to pay attention to the Live, man, go get out the Lil Daly.
Go get the sons of the former players.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I'm a genius.
All right, I'm with it.
Heck, I know I'm a genius because I'm about to give you the best advice you've gotten all day. When you get off work today, go get the best at your local liquor store, and make sure it's Buster's, by the way, because there's now 2 locations. You got Buster's Liquor at 199 South Highland Street, and of course the new one at 5851 Poplar Avenue. But if you go to Buster's, they got a huge selection. There's only one thing you really need to go get. Tito's. Tito's. If life hands you lemons, like if for some reason you are a big Florida fan and Florida just got their brains beat out by Texas A&M, your heart's a little bit broken. Life handed you lemons. Well, you can't do anything about it. So get up, Buttercup. Go get you a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best Tito's handmade vodka. It's crafted and distilled in the United States down in Austin, Texas, 6 times distilled. After it's 6 times distilled, they still it in these classic copper pots in small batches. That's what makes it so good. And there's no frills, there's no flavors, there's no fancy labels. It's just the good stuff. It's the juice. It's Tito's. Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, quality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
Hey everybody, together, let's drive into summer in what we really want to drive. I'm out here at Olive Branch at All-Star Chevy where all the new Silverados are. Some marked 12% off invoice. Seriously, it's a sweet buyer's market. Financing as low as 1.9 and no payments for 90 days on new Trailblazers, Silverados, Equinox, and more. And nothing beats family trips in a new Tahoe. And get this, an extra $500 bonus for college students, grads, military, first responders, healthcare, and teachers. And no matter what pre-owned you're looking for, find it here at Olive Branch at All-Star Chevy's All-American Pre-Owned Sale. All the Jeeps, Ram trucks, even Ram ProMaster cargo van. And don't forget 4Runners. Here in Olive Branch is where you could test drive them all. And bring All-Star any vehicle you want to sell and get a check today. Everyone at All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch wishes you a very happy and safe 4th of July as we celebrate our country's Independence Day. Don't miss All-Star Chevy's All-American Sale in Olive Branch. Just go to allstarautogroup.com.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Feel worse, it's paper.
It was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Getting engaged is one of life's most spectacular occasions. And when you find your ring at Sissy's Log Cabin, the promise of a lifetime begins with our promise to always provide unmatched quality, superior service, and brilliant natural diamonds. Find your dream engagement ring, wedding bands, and more when you shop Sissy'sLogCabin.com or stop by one of our 6 locations. Begin the rest of your life brilliant. Only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Man, I just saw some sad news, Holmes.
What's up?
Bro, Donald Sutherland's dead.
You're kidding.
No. The Dirty Dozen, MASH.
Wow.
You probably watched him in the Hunger Games.
No, the Hunger Games?
Isn't he in the Hunger Games?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's the dude.
Is he?
Yeah, he's one of the crazy characters.
You're kidding.
Nope, I'm not.
And for the record, I have watched MASH plenty of times.
Whoa, really?
So let's get it straightened out.
Come on, No,
what? Wait, what?
Told you, Holmes. He's gone. Rest in peace, bro.
What?
I didn't know he was 88 years old.
I didn't know he was in Hunger Games. John, The Hunger Games is, I think, my favorite book of all time.
Dude, have you ever seen Animal House?
Yes.
Dude, that's so good.
Oh, why? Does that have anything to do with anything we're talking about? Or
yeah, Donald
he's also
Sutherland.
I didn't know he was in any of these things. I mean, good Lord, where have I been?
You've only been here for like 22 years or something.
24.
24. So
please,
you're doing well. I'm proud of you. Rest in peace, homie. By the way, you know what's so weird? Donald Sutherland passes today, and as I was looking up some just stupid things, you know who had a birthday today?
I don't know.
A very underrated hottie. She's 57 years old. She was married to Tom Cruise. Do you have a guess?
No.
Nicole Kidman.
I don't know who that is.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Huh. Well, all righty.
I'm
Oh, and by
sorry.
the way, Lionel Richie's 75. Do you know he was
today
here?
his birthday?
Yeah, today's his birthday.
Wow,
too.
happy birthday, Lionel Richie.
Yep. Did you know, man? John Goodman's 72. I'm on the birthday.
So you're just listening.
I'm on the
everybody's
birthday app, so
birthdays.
there you go.
Jeez.
I don't know why that interests me sometimes. You know what does interest me?
What's that?
These crazy stories I got in Hardwood. But first, I got to tell you about Rick's Powder Coating. This place is huge. If it's metal, they can powder coat it. What do you like powder coating? Well, it ain't paint, it's powder coating. It's this crazy way they do it. It's like metal, and then it goes through these ovens, and it seals it, and it's 10 times better. It lasts almost forever. Man, you can take your patio furniture out there. You can take your car out there and get a custom job. You can take your iron gates out there. You can take anything. Again, they do residential, ornamental, industrial, automotive. They have 2 conveyor lines. And you're like, oh, they only have 2 conveyor lines? Like 2 conveyor lines is like literally 5 acres. This place is huge. They have the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South. Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. They're locally owned and operated since 2002. Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call 901-367-2771. That's 901-367-2771. Or go to rickspowdercoating.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
R.I.P. Donald Sutherland, man.
President Snow.
Oh, buddy. You know what? I wonder if Conor McGregor was out celebrating, like the fact that, a great life that Donald Sutherland lived.
Maybe.
Because guess who's out partying right now?
Who's that?
Conor McGregor. He's in Dubai getting down, bro. I mean, Dublin. We talked about Dubai this week, I think. Like how their crazy city is so awesome and like futuristic.
Yeah, I think we did.
But my man Conor McGregor, since there were a bunch of rumors that he was out in rehab, I guess he had to let everybody know, bro, I ain't dodging nobody. I'm not in rehab, because he was out drinking and getting just hammered in Dublin. So my reckless speculation was wrong. Maybe he is injured. By the way, he didn't look injured either. Maybe he just decided that he's not ready to put it down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's out partying. You know who is partying right now?
Who's that?
Caitlin Clark fans.
Okay.
Do you know what she's done just recently?
I know they won last night. It was the first time. They said this on the game when it was done. It's the first time since 2015 that the Indiana Fever have won 4 straight games at home, which is crazy to think about. So I know that happened last night, but I don't know what she did.
Also, it was their 3rd consecutive victory in a row.
Wow.
And now, all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark's team's starting to win because Caitlin Clark went 18-12-6 last night. And she's now the first WNBA rookie to score 40 points and have 15 rebounds and over 15 assists over a 2-game span. Cece getting it done. So, do we think she's still going to be any good? Or do you think...
I think she'll be fine.
You think she's going to be fine?
Yeah.
I think she's going to be all right, too. Now, I think Florida basketball is about to get a little bit better. Have you seen what Florida basketball has?
Yeah, the 7'9" center.
Bro, I'm looking at videotape of this. Like, Wemby is a monster, and Wemby is 7'4", 7'5", right?
Yeah, 7'5", I think.
7'5". Again.
7'4", you're right.
He's 7'4". This kid is, I don't know what to call him. He's crazy looking big. I mean,
Palm Olivier, that's his name.
Isn't it like Rue?
Yeah.
Dude, he's going to be a Gator boy. He's
sure
huge.
Is, yeah.
One of the biggest dudes I've ever seen in my entire life.
He's also from Canada. You know, the last big man to dominate college basketball from Canada.
That would be the last one for dominate from Canada. Hold on, don't talk to me. My brain's working. Canadian basketball players.
One back-to-back player of the year.
And he's actually from Canada?
He's from Canada. Toronto, I believe.
Hell, I don't know.
Zach Edey.
Man, dude, that's right. He's Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Just Canadian, though. Olivier Rue is French-Canadian. Difference.
I definitely wasn't going to get there. Definitely was not going to get there. Now, the freshman is absolutely tall. He makes everybody look small, and it's the biggest player I've ever seen. If you haven't seen video, he's all over Twitter. It's ridiculous how big this kid is. I mean, is he going to be like the next thing? Because I've never heard about him until he just all of a sudden signs with Florida.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think.
He's 7'9".
Yeah, and he's got good size.
Runs the ball. He runs better than Zach Edey.
Sure, and he's got he's obviously tall, but he also is not just
tall.
like a stick. Yeah, I mean he'll probably be fine. I mean the thing that worries me is he didn't have a lot of offers. He wasn't very heavily recruited.
I know, that's crazy to me though.
Florida's the only.
If you think you're a coach and you can't do something with somebody 7'9".
Yeah. The only offers he has on, according to 247, is Florida, Florida Atlantic, Stetson, Coastal Carolina, and Nebraska. Now, one thing you'll notice about that is 3 of those schools are located in the state of Florida, where he played at IMG Academy. So it's going to be interesting, but certainly he's taking the world over by storm right now because everyone's seeing how tall he is. Now, 7'9", put a little asterisk beside that. I think he's probably closer to 7'7", 7'8". But we're going to list him at 7'9".
Dude, he's 18 years old. He's going to be a full 7'9" by the time this thing is done.
Maybe.
Bro, you don't think you grow a little bit?
If
this guy's grown to 7 feet 9 inches, but by the time he's 18 years old, I think he's got another inch in him, all right?
But I don't think he's actually 7'9" right now. So he might grow to 7'9".
He looks 7'9".
Oh, John, you can tell the difference between 7'8" and 7'9"?
Yes, because in the pro basketball league that I was looking at yesterday, they showed the guy who was 6'11", and he makes a guy who was 6'11" look like me.
But if you're 7'7", you'll do that too, John. I mean, I stand next to guys that are 6'5". I'm 6'1", and they look massive to me.
There's another video out with him next to another 7-footer somewhere that I saw yesterday, but I don't know who the guy was. I don't know either one the guy was. But anyway, he's huge. We also are making history today, people. It's history. This is one of those historic moves for the weed movement, man.
Oh, jeez.
Bro, come on, man. If you don't like smoking, do you like smoking marijuana, by the way, Degas?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I have asthma, John.
Well, guess what?
What's that?
You probably wish you could take a little THC, but you've always had to smoke it.
Right.
Right?
Of course.
Well, now you don't. Do you know that you can drink them in seltzers?
Really? I actually did not know that.
Yes, sir, Bob. They got high rise. You can get them right now all over Memphis. It's got Delta 9, 5 or 10 milligrams. It's got CBD. It's got all kinds of stuff. THC, they make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Drink them and get a little feel good. Well, now the first baseball team ever will be selling THC seltzers to their fans at home games.
Who's that?
The Portland team. The Portland Pickles.
Oh.
Yeah, dog.
Interesting.
Bro, and these aren't just they got. So Cycling Frog, an Oregon-based weed company, made arrangements with them. The Portland Pickles are going to sell 5, 10, and 20 milligram THC seltzers during their baseball games. Now, my question is, if you sell a THC seltzer, can you actually get mad if somebody pulls out a doobie and starts smoking one at a baseball game?
That's a good question.
Bruh, dude, I don't like bubbles. I like mine through smoke.
Sure, yeah.
Man, next thing you know, they're going to start selling ganja cookies up in this joint.
Well, maybe.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, would you rather have booze or would you rather have, beer? Let's be real, ain't all it cracked up to be. Now, if I'm drinking Tito's.
That's right.
But beer's not that good. These seltzers taste delicious, and you catch a good buzz.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had to drink, because you don't drink either, do you?
No, I mean,
you don't.
No, not really.
Are you drinking a beer or a weed seltzer on a hot day?
I'm drinking a beer, John.
Drinking a beer.
I'm not drinking a weed seltzer.
Well, you know what's so cool?
Have you ever had a weed seltzer before, John?
Yeah, I was drinking them in the office. Do you not remember those things that I had in here yesterday?
That's right, but I didn't know if you had tried one yet.
Oh, yeah, I drank 4 of them while I was here.
Of course you did.
They were high rise, baby.
So, like, what does it taste like? Like, explain to me.
Well, there's the blueberry one that tastes like blueberry seltzer.
Right, but like,
the
is there like
orange blood
there
one.
like an aftertaste, or is there any like lingering taste that's like a THC taste? I don't even know how to
No,
describe
man, it
it.
doesn't taste like bud.
Interesting.
Like it doesn't. It does not taste like weed. It tastes like those little seltzers that have alcohol. Those little, what are they?
Like
what is
a
it?
like
The claw?
a yeah, like
The
a White
claw?
Claw or a Truly. Those
The
are the two
Trulies, the
popular
claws.
ones. Yeah.
What's this thing they say all about the claw all the time?
No laws when you're drinking White Claw or something like that.
No law when you drink the claw.
Yeah, something like that.
Something.
Yeah, I think I drink a beer first, John.
Well, I loved. I'm going to tell you. I sat here at work yesterday, drank 4 high-rise Delta 9 seltzers. 5 milligrams of Delta 9 was the one I was drinking with 10 milligrams of CBD, and I felt great. They energized me. It's energy for the soul, man. It's delicious. But yeah, you can get it. And by the way, now people don't have to make the decision. If you want a seltzer or a beer, you can get it. You can get both.
Why not?
Dude, AutoZone, are you listening? I've already saved the Live Tour. The Live Tour is now going to go out and give money to Charlie Woods, Tiger Woods' kid, because he's really good at golf. Bring him to the Live. People are going to start paying attention to the Live. Because you're going to have also John Daly's son out there. What's his name?
There's John Daly Jr.
But
I just know him as Lil John. So
Lil John, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to
Not
save the
the same Lil
Live.
Jon.
And also, by the way, AutoZone, start selling high-rise. They're awesome. We can get weed seltzers right here in AutoZone Park.
There's definitely somebody that just tuned in and did not hear your last segment, and all they heard was you say, Liv is offering Charlie Woods to come be a
Oh,
Liv.
no.
a
Sorry.
Liv player.
If you just heard what I was saying and you didn't hear my last segment.
That was an original idea.
I have an idea because right now.
Don't say we.
Oh, I have the idea that everybody, like my little ex has the little timeline things, and trending is Charlie Woods. So I click on to see it, and there's Charlie Woods. He's made it to the championship to be just like his daddy. His daddy won the, what do they call these things? Pro-ams? Amateur championships.
Yeah, amateur championships. Not pro-ams.
Whatever. Yeah, amateur championships. Like, he won 3 of them. He won the first one at 15. Looks like Charlie's going to do the same. Tiger Woods is on his bag. He can't be on his bag in the championship round, though. And John Daly's really good. So nobody pays attention to the Live. But if you brought Tiger Woods' son to the Live right now and had him start playing, people would tune in to watch Tiger Woods' son play golf. So I would say
you're right. You're not wrong.
And if you're struggling to sell tickets at AutoZone, do is start selling high-rise beverage seltzers. It's Delta 9. It's THC infused, and it's delicious. We're taking a quick commercial break.
John, can I make a confession before we get to a break?
What, you've smoked weed?
No. When you told me Donald Sutherland had passed away, unfortunately, you also I didn't point this out when you did it, but you said it almost like you were like in a murder mystery or something. You're like, John Sutherland is dead. Like, you just walked into a room and like found him in a pool of blood. I thought you were talking about Alan Alda.
I said Donald.
I know, but I don't know Donald Sutherland.
And
then you said
did,
MASH,
bro.
and so I just immediately thought about the most popular character on MASH, and I was like, oh no, he's dead. And then you're like, he's also in Hunger Games. I was like, no, he's not. So I had to do a bunch of research during this segment to try to figure out who's who, and now I've connected everything. So I don't know him from MASH. Never seen him in MASH. But I do know him from the Hunger Games.
R.I.P. Donald Sutherland. And by the way, one other note. Did you see Ryan Garcia tweeted out that he's retiring from boxing?
Really?
I don't believe a word he says.
Don't. Because that's something that boxers do all the time. They all get in their feelings about whatever. Something happens to them. They go, I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm never boxing again.
Could it be
and then a year later, they're back in the ring.
You're emotionally up and down, maybe because they've been taking blows to the head since they were little?
Certainly doesn't help.
Shocker. Back into Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time. Free gun rentals with purchase of ammo and members lounge access. Top Gun 2770 Whitten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
Marty McNade at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown is turning back prices to give you the best deal in this decade.
Doc gave me orders to turn back time with the 2024 Volkswagen Jetta SE. We got it for $249 a month, and it gets 42 miles per gallon highway. That's much better than my DeLorean, Randy.
You got that right, Marty McNade. And I hear at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, you've got choices.
Take your pick from 2024 Tiguan S front-wheel drive or 2024 Teos SE for $279.28 a month.
Great Scott, McNade. That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown on Winchester Road. Plus, get 0% for 60 months on Taos.
Your future is whatever you make of it, Randy, so get to Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Summertime's finally here, and that means it's time to party. Lucky for you, Family Leisure is having a summertime to party sale. Now, what's all included in this party sale? Practically everything. 24-foot above ground pools for as little as $19.99. All ladders, filter systems, and even robotic cleaners are 20% off. Come in and look at all of the in-stock patio furniture Family Leisure has. Plus, it's up to 50% off. Play gyms for the kids, that's $1,000 off. Patio umbrellas, take 20% off. You can get a 4-person hot tub for just under $3,000. We know you're really going to just use it for yourself. Family Leisure has discounted pricing on all in-stock pool toys and floats while the supplies last, so you better get in quick. Plus, Family Leisure has special financing available. Just ask an associate for all the details. Summertime means party time, and Family Leisure is ready for any party. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
Success is more than a destination. It's a path you take one step at a time. It's dedication, it's fortitude, and it's the hard work and passion inside of us that comes before all recognition. That's what Stifel's been doing for over 130 years, and it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing wealth management firms in the country. From helping you plan for retirement, save for college, and leave a lasting legacy, Stifel has you covered. As a client, you'll have access to award-winning equity research and investment strategy views, enabling you to make informed decisions regarding your hard-earned wealth. Because success is the drive it takes to keep pushing. It's the passion to keep investing. It's the best of each of us made better by the best in all of us. And that is where success meets success. Find a financial advisor at Stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. It's going strong at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Are you ready to ride in your new Kia with 41 MPG Highway? We Gossett! 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month, $34.99 to assigning. How about 282 miles of EPA estimated range with new 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month. And 2024 Kia Telluride LX3, $57 a month, both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease. And get peace of mind with Kia's 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Call Bobby J. He's ready to put you in your new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
incentives. Lease includes PF 695, 650 acquisition fee, EV6, P5610964, MSRP 50,200, Telluride RG 510 849, MSRP 38305, Forte LXS RE 78169, MSRP 21820, plus finance through Hyundai, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, and I got some bets for you, man.
Oh, what we betting on tonight, John? Not much to bet on tonight. I mean, afternoon.
I got an afternoon game at 2:37 that I'm about to tell you.
Is that the Astros game?
It is the Kansas City Royals in the Athletics.
Okay.
Oakland, by the way, I don't know if you've known this. It's kind of weird. They've won the last two games.
How about that? Against this Royals team.
Yeah,
good Royals
they
team.
Beat them 5-1 in yesterday, and then won 7-5 the day before. That ain't happening today. Seth Lugo's on the bump. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. The A's are going to come back to earth. We're taking the Kansas City Royals. We're taking a -1.5. I love the run line. It's plus 105. I think the Royals come out there and stomp the A's today. Again, that's at 237. Take your money down to 5880 Goodman Road after it cashes out and go get you some threads. The best threads. Maybe get some boots. They're at Frontier Western Store. 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch or online at Frontier Western Store. They have a kids department, a ladies boutique, a men's section, and again, the largest boot showroom around. Western boots, work boots, dress boots, you name it, they got it. Again, check them out online at frontierwesternstore.com or go down and touch it and feel it at 5880 Goodman Road at Frontier Western Store. For Dacus, I'm John. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace.
For retro cruiser styling packed with modern innovations, riders of all skill levels choose a Honda Rebel. Incredible motorcycles with a stripped-down style and a full